So I heard that you're trying to learn how to draw, and as someone who just had to relearn drawing using my non-dominant hand due to injury, I believe I have just what it takes to teach you. And I would say, I'm starting to master it. Honestly, you never master this. Like, I'm seriously gonna be honest with you that. But you do get better and better and better and better. And I want to show you exactly how to get started. I hear all the time that they can't draw a circle, can't draw a stick figure, they can't draw in general, and it's just not true. You don't need some special talent or gift to be able to do this. All you need is a willingness to learn. As long as you open yourself up to learning, you'll be able to get started on mastering this in no time. Now, just for you, I want to start this off with the most useful lesson I've learned on my journey, and that is to simply observe from life. Even though I see how it can be intimidating, then this is the best way to learn quickly. Now, the great thing about this exercise is that you can draw whatever you want. You can draw your favorite animal, a big buff man, a hot woman. Like, you can even draw your neighbor if you're a creep. If you still don't know what to draw, then at the end of the video, I'm going to share my favorite secret on how to settle on exactly what you're gonna draw. So just pick something you love. Now I'm gonna pick a bunny because they're cute, stupid, and also they're fairly simple to learn from. And it's especially simple for what I'm gonna teach you while we're drawing. Now, what a lot of beginners tend to do is that they try to draw exactly what they're seeing, which is correct, but also wrong. What you want to do is look for the simple shapes that make up what you're drawing. The entire world around us is simply made of shapes. That's all it is. A slightly more complicated idea I've been told about art is that you are drawing an idea. When I'm drawing this bunny, I am not drawing a bunny, I'm drawing the idea of a bunny. And to convey the idea of a bunny, I must understand the shapes of a bunny. Now, what can happen if you don't try to draw from shapes and you just draw what you think is there? Well, oftentimes you end up with uncanny results. And I believe this is because we make assumptions about what we're seeing. We see an eye there, an ear there, the nose there, and then we draw on a head, and suddenly something doesn't look quite right. Yo, so I just want to add a quick side note while I'm editing. I was looking for these images of like medieval rabbits and they go hard. Like, holy shit. Like, you can still make really good drawings by just drawing from memory or drawing what you think is there. I don't want to discourage you from trying. But if you want to learn and also memorize shapes, then this is the way to do it. When you master the ability to recognize shapes, you will suddenly be able to draw anything you want. So the next thing I want to teach you is referencing, which is basically what we've been doing, but this time I want you to go look for artists you enjoy. If you're unsure of where to find artworks to learn from, I highly recommend Pinterest. This is not sponsored, this is simply me appreciating a free resource. This is where I found most of the artists I look up to. Though, a common complaint I hear about the site is the abundance of AI art it tries to show you. Luckily, there's an option to turn off AI being recommended to you, and most of the time, it'll also show you if something's AI modified. Now, an easy pitfall that a lot of people fall into is that they start comparing themselves to the artists they're looking at. And comparing yourself to someone who's leagues above you is no good way of doing this. I want you to simply admire. You need to think that you can do this one day, and you absolutely can. All these wonderful artists started somewhere, and now it's your turn to start. A lot of these people have spent years refining their skills, and that's worth admiring and recognizing. Nobody became good at this overnight. And that took me a long time to understand. I simply thought that everybody was good and I was bad and had to work harder than everyone else, when it turns out that everyone has to work hard with this to learn. If you're a beginner and you've been following these steps, you may have noticed that your hand is kind of wobbly, but there are exercises you can do to make your hand more steady. What I personally did is that I would draw hundreds upon hundreds of circles just to build that dexterity in my hand. Something that also helped me was to draw lines across the canvas. I just kept drawing lines. Just straight lines, wobbly lines, zigzags, and I tried to make the lines as close to each other as possible. I found the curved lines to teach me the most about dexterity. By drawing the curves as close to each other as possible, it forced me to think while I was drawing, and in turn turning this thinking process into muscle memory. It certainly takes concentration, but it's absolutely worth it. Just by doing this for 5 minutes, you will notice the difference next time you draw. And the best part about this exercise is that you can do it anywhere. You can do it on the train, at work, like anywhere, sky's the limit here. As long as you can just squeeze in some time here and there to build your dexterity, you will notice huge difference in your line quality. And now I quickly want to talk about something important that I don't see anyone else talking about. And that is artist health. It is important that you give yourself time to rest between drawing, and even stretch your hand. I ended up with severe injuries in my right hand because I never rested. Day in and day out, I would draw thinking that I had to catch up, I had to work harder than everyone else. But the truth is that your body needs rest. So give it that time to recover. You'll thank yourself for it later. But if you're planning on going against my advice, I'm going to give you exactly what you need to go for as long as you want to. So when drawing, it's important that you don't strain your wrist. This is where most people get drawing wrong. If you strain the wrist, you're going to tear your muscles, and they're going to start to ache. And you're going to have to end up taking way more frequent breaks than what you would like to. Instead of using your wrist, use your entire arm to draw. Use your shoulder, use your arm. This is also how you can get the smoothest curves in some cases. When you are drawing, keep your feet firmly planted to the ground and keep your back straight. It's insanely easy to end up shrimp-backed over a drawing when you're getting way too into it. What I want you to do is simply correct it every time you catch yourself doing this. If you sit and draw like this, you can draw for way longer than most people. But still, I urge you to stand up, stretch your back, stretch your arm, and get some blood circulation. Now that you're a little bit more familiar with how to get better and how to study, I want to urge you to draw what you like, draw what you want to, and experiment. I'm sure you've already seen these big guides on what you should learn, like shading and shapes and anatomy, and all of these things are definitely things you need to learn. But for now, I want you to simply draw the things you want to draw and look for the knowledge you need when you need it. There's just absolutely no way you can learn all these things at once. That's why I want you to just pick the things you need when you need them. If you want to draw a beautiful illustration of your favorite character, but you simply don't know anatomy, I want you to search up anatomy. When you get to the coloring, I want you to search up coloring. But the more times you do this, the more you can learn while drawing something fun. Every single time I was able to learn the most, I was simply drawing something I wanted to draw. And whenever I needed something, I searched it up. I love beautiful lighting. Through this process of simply searching up what I needed when I needed it, I discovered that I absolutely love lighting. It's something I personally believe is one of the most important things you can do to your artwork, is to light it properly. But I only discovered that I love this because I was actively looking for different methods of drawing and learning. I told you earlier that you never stop learning as an artist. You never master this. And of course you can gain mastery, but there's simply too much to learn to master and enjoy everything. Find a few things you like and focus on it. If you don't know what to draw, then I'm finally going to share my favorite secret on how to settle on something. And it's simply to put everything you like onto this spinny wheel, and then you just let it rip. Yeah, I just let it spin like 3 times, and I have to try to include all 3 of these prompts for whatever I want to draw. By using this kind of restricting method, I'm able to settle on what I want to draw, and I'm able to just get started. And this method is how I get some of my best artworks. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. Please make sure to subscribe to see more, and tell me what you thought about the video in the comments. Did it help? Did it not help? I'm curious to see what you think. Anyways, bye. Thank you.